While we are well into the LeBron James era, no one will forget how big of a prospect he was just coming into the league. The Akron teen's rise to fame was a huge deal for the NBA. Of course, now fans are looking to the future once again with Charlotte Hornets player LaMelo Ball. That's why we are diving into what NBA players really think of him. Number 8. Kendrick Perkins. The Ball basketball family is convinced and has shown fans that players can be groomed and prepared to go into the NBA. It's not all natural talent. Of course, not all NBA players think that way. When Kendrick Perkins retired from the NBA back in 2018, he didn't exactly leave basketball behind. Often nicknamed Big Perk, he's become one of basketball's talking heads. His loud and wild takes are attention-grabbing and even true from time to time. Most recently, Perkins had to walk back a major claim he made about LaMelo Ball. He was quoted as saying on his Twitter, "One thing about me is I'm not scared to admit when I'm wrong, and my apologies to LaMelo Ball because I made it my duty to watch his Jazz at Pelicans game tonight, and I've been watching him very closely, and he is a special talent." Just earlier that same season, Perkins had called Ball a bust. Number 7. Charles Barkley. Barkley is amongst the NBA elites, so there's no doubt he's going down as one of the all-time greats, and rightfully so. That being said, he commands quite a lot of attention when it comes to his opinions on basketball and players in general. He's often known for his very honest and blunt opinions. On his own talk show, he's known to quickly throw his predictions in the ring and doesn't worry too much about walking them back. He's always been a critic of LeVar Ball as a father, but has been pretty clear what he thinks of his son. His initial reaction to LaMelo Ball was when he saw him score 92 points at a high school game. That being said, he wasn't impressed. Barkley said, "The kid was waiting at half court most of the game, never went back on defense, so I had a problem with it. Go look at the game, the kid waited at the other end of the court." Number 6. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's the first on our list so far to actually be playing the game alongside LaMelo Ball. The NBA superstar is no rookie at this point, having won pretty much every accolade an NBA player can get their hands on, including 2 championships. Durant definitely has a highly valued opinion. Durant is often outspoken on podcasts and in other interviews. Not only that, but he infamously uses fake Twitter accounts to defend himself and others. This included the time LaMelo Ball came under fire for an expensive birthday gift that he got. Even though he was a teenager, his father gifted him an expensive Lamborghini. When people began to complain online, Durant jumped in to point out, "You don't have to struggle growing up to become a good basketball player." Now that LaMelo is entering the league, Kevin Durant had nothing but praise for the young player. He was quoted as saying, "He can shoot from anywhere. I love his game because he's skilled, and he's more athletic than he was a year ago. Just needs to keep learning the game." Number 5. Steph Curry. Steph Curry has a somewhat similar background to LaMelo. He's another player who grew up with a considerable amount of money and the right resources to get to where he wanted to go. He also grew up with his father in the NBA and is familiar with being groomed to become the next best player. For years, many thought Curry's playstyle wouldn't fit into the NBA. Many have also always considered him to be overrated and felt that fans and analysts gave him too much credit. Curry has proved them wrong time and time again. Curry commented on high school footage of LaMelo pointing at half court before making the half court shot. While some blasted LaMelo for being cocky, others like Curry praised him. Curry was quoted as saying, "That was some confidence right there. The fact that he made it. I wonder if he's done it before and missed it. For him to call his shot like Babe Ruth and knock it down and act like nothing happened, shout out to him." While Curry was all praise for LaMelo, his tone did change just slightly as the draft approached. When it came time for the Warriors to make a decision, Curry was clear that he wasn't so sure LaMelo was the right choice for his team. When there were talks that LaMelo might be the number 1 pick for the Warriors, Curry released a statement. He was quoted as saying, "We just need talent. At the end of the day, that's what you're always trying to get. I think we could use some size." Size was exactly what they chose. At the end of the day, the Warriors ended up drafting the 7-foot James Wiseman. Number 4. Michael Jordan. We all know Jordan is the definitive GOAT of the game. He was famous for having an unmatched will and determination to win any game. When he has an opinion about the state of basketball and its players, people are definitely listening. Of course, Jordan's also the owner of the Charlotte Hornets. His mentality as an owner is very different from when he played the game. He's been known for some major draft flops, such as Adam Morrison and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. They have picked up some major players, but even those have been traded away to other superior teams. Ultimately, Jordan decided to fire away on LaMelo as the number 3 pick in the latest draft. Surprisingly, social media blew up when LaMelo was caught trash-talking Jordan. LaMelo claimed his father could take on the basketball giant. He even said, "We know how it would turn out." Pretty soon, Jordan responded saying, "I don't think he could beat me if I was one-legged." Still, Jordan holds no grudge against LaMelo and has given him the stamp of approval. Number 3, Gordon Hayward. After a major injury stunted 3 years of play with the Boston Celtics, Hayward returned but had some strong opinions about the new players coming into the NBA. Fans were stunned when he opted out of a $34 million contract for the upcoming season. Suddenly, it all made sense. Hayward went with the Hornets for a $120 million contract. The former All-Star just wasn't convinced by the money, but by a personal call from Michael Jordan himself to join the team. Gordon had this to say about playing alongside LaMelo. "I didn't realize he was as tall as he was. I'm really excited about playing with him. He seems like somebody that can play make for others." Number 2, Lonzo Ball. As the first Ball brother to make it into the league, you can imagine he'd have nothing but praise for his little brother. That being said, he's not afraid to boast how he was drafted 1 pick higher than LaMelo. Of course, his entry into the league was rough and produced mixed results at best. Last season, he managed to raise his stats considerably. While it hasn't been smooth, it seems Lonzo has found a place that he fits into. In a recent interview, he was asked what he thought would happen when he's matched up against his brother. "I know his game pretty well, so it might be a tough night for him." Lonzo Ball may feel pretty confident about beating his brother, but coaches may not think so. The player has been sidelined a lot recently for bigger stars on his own team. He currently plays for the New Orleans Pelicans. Before that, he played 3 seasons for the Los Angeles Lakers. There's no doubt he shared a fair amount of the media attention with his brothers. Number 1, LaMelo Ball. Of course, this list would not be complete without letting LaMelo speak for himself. The young player had this to say when asked about entering the league. "I feel like I'm born for this. I don't look at anything like that as pressure. Being number 1 pick holds a lot, but I'm glad I was born for it." LaMelo didn't quite make the number 1 pick, but he did make number 3, which isn't half bad. Now, this may not be the first time we catch LaMelo making boastful claims. That all goes with the basketball territory, though. LaMelo has definitely made it clear he's ready to try and take the league by storm. LeVar Ball most recently told reporters about his sons, "My boys are not freaking role players. They are superstars. Let them do what they do." He was responding to recent moves by coaches to sideline LaMelo and use him to help serve other players. LaMelo has made it clear the decisions are a mistake. Only time will tell how the rookie turns out. Many fans think he'll eventually take over the league, but others, well, they're not so sure. That's all for today's video. Be sure to let us know what you think of LaMelo Ball in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. This has been our breakdown of what NBA players really think of LaMelo Ball. Have a good one.